City clerk are you going to announce the results, or is Dallas going to announce the results? Okay, thank you. If you would, please, in the chamber, hold comments until we get all the announcements out and the deliberations have occurred. Madam Clerk, whenever you are ready. Would you like me to, did you give me the wrong sheet? Yeah, that's all right.
Good evening. The results of the request for proposals number 2018-06 for professional management service for Champions Park are as follows. Athletic, competitive, and recreational sports management, 354. Champions Park of Newberry, Florida, Inc., 388. And Rad Sports, 408, for a total of 1,150. Our top firm is Rad Sports. Second firm, Champions Park of Newberry, Florida, Inc., and third firm, Athletic, Competitive, and Recreational Sports Management.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, commission. You got the rankings. Floor is open for questions or comments, or if someone wants to make a motion, the proposed motion is on the extended agenda. Commissioner Herson?
Motion to approve the ranking of the respondents for Champions Park Professional Management Services, RFP, as follows. Rad Sports as the top firm, Champion Sports as the second firm, and ARC as the third firm. And to authorize staff to negotiate a contract with the top-ranked firm, bring it back to the City Commission for approval. And if negotiations should fail, staff will notify the City Commission and begin negotiation with the second-ranked firm. And we will continue that until a contract is agreed upon and approved by the City Commission.
I have a motion from Commissioner Herson, a second from Commissioner Glanzer. The floor is open to the dais for discussion and questions on the motion. Does anybody have any questions from the dais on the motion on the floor? Hearing none, does the public have any questions or comments on the motion on the floor? Now's the time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just, right there at the end, we had the one comment about the.
Is your microphone on there, Tripp? It is now. Okay.
Is it? Just on that last there before the vote, we had the comment on the contract, Mr. Mayor, that about the 10-year, the contract. They had to revoke it, but I just wanted to remind everybody that was a 10-year contract, and it was revoked supposedly for us not having liability insurance, which we proved we had liability insurance for the following 3 years. So, I'd like to reinstate, I know y'all had the raking system, but the commission can still vote for another thing, so we're just kind of pleading for maybe another motion. I know that has to be voted on the floor, but also to be looked at before again. And like I said, at the end of the day, me personally, it ain't gonna make a whole lot of difference, but I've watched Mike and his family turn that thing around, work their butt off, and it's been a success, and they've made it a whole lot better. The only reason I got in it originally at all was just try to make it better for Newberry. We were doing the town square, we wanted to see it work good, and like I said, me and Mike, I put some money in it right off the bat. Mike has been really tight with the management on the money, and did better than I thought he would do. And the number one thing we was wanting to see it for the Newberry. Me personally, it doesn't matter. I thought the contract was pulled. I didn't think it was right. I had 2 or 3 lawyers tell me we ought to sue on it. I said, man, I live in Newberry. I ain't suing over the deal. But we'd sure like to see y'all, look at it and stay with Mike. And you got a proven success. We heard the big spiel with Pursuti off the front end of that deal, that what all he was going to do, and we saw what happened for 3 years, and then we've seen what's happened on the last 3 years. And we had an audit during the blackout period, I guess, when they did the audit review here for, that was 2017. And, you know, it's just kind of seeing the way whole deal's been set up. Just didn't seem quite right to me, but I just implore the commission, you know, like I said, I know y'all did the ranking system, but that don't mean that's the way you got to vote, unless I'm wrong on that now.
You are
Mr. Mayor, if you
correct.
tell me. So, you know, I would sure like to see the commission to vote against that motion. And I'd like to see a second motion on the floor, hopefully, that maybe we could get a yes vote for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Hearing none, we have a motion properly seconded. Any further comment from the dais? Commissioner Martin?
I just wanted to kind of make some general comments. I don't think most people are going to necessarily go through in a couple of weeks to try to search down the records or anything like that. I did not have my rankings this way. When I put it through, I actually had champions first for my rankings. Really, my philosophy there was I felt that champions, being the incumbent, kind of had the biggest bar to reach. And what it boiled down to for me really was I didn't think that champions had the ramp-up period that the other two contenders would have. So I felt like there was some definite positive there. And when I had to think about, you know, what was the issue with champions and losing the contract to begin with, it was really about the accounting piece. I thought everything else that champions did was done well, and I'd like to think that was kind of a learning experience. So I didn't really want to throw the baby out with the bathwater as far as that goes. I was willing to go back with champions because of primarily those reasons, and I thought that ACR, I thought y'all had the best proposal. I thought it was the most professional presentation by far. I thought your challenges coming into it were some of the equipment, logistics, and maybe that it was a little bit more than y'all could chew. And as far as Rad Sports, I thought basically you and ACR were kind of about equal as far as that, and both having a little bit longer of a ramp-up period in my mind. I don't think that the city can necessarily afford that at the time. I really wanted to kind of try to maintain the momentum that we had with champions, and hopefully just try to get the bridge back and get us pointing in that better direction.
Commissioner Coleman?
I really appreciate every one of y'all being out here tonight. I mean, doing this has got to be tough on y'all too. I too wholeheartedly support Champion. They've worked hard out there to get it where it needed to be. It was close with Rad Sports, and I'm very close with both of them. But Mike Spina has shown that he's going to do whatever it takes to get this back on track, and I feel that he needs another chance here. He's brought in probably one of the toughest managers you could bring in. We're frenemies, and I know she doesn't stop she doesn't stop with a no, and that's what he needed. And with the firm that they brought in is top notch for all the accounting stuff. So I wasn't really keen on how the ranking thing went here, but either way, was my top choice.
Any other questions or comments from the dais? Okay, we'll go ahead and roll call. Commissioner Coleman, the motion on the floor is to authorize staff to negotiate with the top ranked.
Nay.
Commissioner Herson.
Yay.
Commissioner Farnsworth.
Yay.
Commissioner Martin.
No.
Commissioner Glanzer. Motion passes 3-2. And at this point, I would say that, remember that the staff is going to enter into negotiations with the top-ranked firm. Should those negotiations fail, then staff is authorized to notify the commission and immediately move to the number 2, which would be Champions. Any final comments? Commissioner Herson?
Yeah, I just want to iterate, we agreed to this procedure, and so that's, I think if citizens had questions or concerns about the procedure and what we were going to do about it, or how we were going to conduct that, they need to outline those specifically, bring them forward. Otherwise, I was bought into the procedure. We all had an equal voice to be able to say that, and we all had an opportunity to rank those how we saw fit, and then they were, aggregated, and that's the way it came out. And so that was why I voted in favor of the motion, was to adhere to the procedure.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, we'll move to the comment section of the meeting. Commissioner Coleman, do you have any final comments?
Yeah, I do. I guess y'all can tell I don't hide my emotions very well, but I mean, besides the reporting side of this, I mean, it's just unfortunate, because I really believe that he was going in the right direction. And with that, though, congratulations, y'all, and if this is the way it works out, you're gonna have my 100% support. Okay?
Commissioner Herson?
No.
Commissioner Farnsworth? No. Commissioner Martin?
No, I respect the process as well. It's the will of the commission to be done at this point, and I agree. If we come to an agreement with Rad Sports, you all would definitely have my 100% support as well.
Commissioner Glanzer?
And I just want to say, in a small community, it's so hard to make these decisions. I hope this is the last one like this we have to make. I want to congratulate Rad Sports, but I want to tell all of you, thank you for your presentations, and I hope the community can come together and heal over this. It's been very difficult, but I appreciate everybody's efforts, and thank you for the procedure.
And I didn't mean to take staff out of the loop of comments. Mr. Manager, do you have a comment?
No, Mr. Mayor, no comments.
Madam Clerk? Mr. Attorney? Okay. I would also just like to thank Champions for what you guys did for Newberry. It was truly an amazing thing to pull Champions from where it was when you guys took over, and it would go remiss to have this moment without thanking you guys for that. I think that we will work through these first negotiations, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But I don't want you guys to walk out here without hearing that gratitude from me, anyway, personally. And with that, we'll open up for public comment.
Bonnie Hauser, citizen. I know this was a tough decision for you guys, and I respect the process also. I just want you three that have agreed on this to remember why you were even put in this position to begin with. When you have a contract, especially with another government entity, you have to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. So as tough as this is, and in a small community, it is really tough, I think you guys made the right decision. So from one citizen to you three, you have my support. Thank you.
Thank you. Other public comment?
I do have a question. So as of this hour, who's the manager of Champions Park?
I'll give that to the manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Newberry is and will continue to be the manager of the park until we have a new manager in place.
So the 9 dates that I have under a letter of intent are going to be moved out of Newberry and taken to Lake City.
That's, we'd love to have that discussion. I think
But who could I have that discussion with?
you could have that with me or with Travis Parker, our Recreation Director?
Because I have a decision, I have to be locked under contract for all those by the end of this week.
We understand.
We'd love to have that conversation with you.
He'll
Okay.
be available to you immediately.
Yeah, after the meeting, if you'd like to get my
No,
contact
I'm
information.
gonna go ahead and head out, but I appreciate you guys' time.
Thank you. Other public comment? Hearing no other public comment, we are adjourned.